will crumble and fall. Pray for the dead on top of the world. Nothing breaks in. Cross after cross, they have to dig in. Where to begin?
Welcome to part 2. Thank you, gang, for keeping us busy. Righty, we are going to do that Slade song that Evan David requested for Nicole. It's Radio Wall of Sound. Yeah, does that sound cool? No? Oh, I'll just play the song then. Right, here it is.
This is Rockin' Radio, the Wall of Sound.
This is from the unimaginatively entitled compilation Come On Feel the Hits, with a Z, obviously.
Stay tuned to this frequency.
This is Rockin' Radio, the Wall of Sound, the music that rocks, the music that shocks, the music that comes to you from everywhere, as this is the music of the land. I love that music, I love that sound, I love that regular.
So, gang, looking ahead, I think I should be on again same time next weekend. May well do something similar tonight. Mainly because I've got a fairly crazy week coming up, and there's one option. I won't put it in an official poll, but those who are here can chime in as to what they think. Do we want to do just another theme or no theme stream like we're doing tonight, or do we want to do the one we talked about some time ago, which is Beatles and Dylan covers? because I can do that because I've kind of got my playlist for that already sorted. I was going to say I don't have time to pull together anything else for a special theme, but I could do that one, or we could just do like tonight. Let me know what you think and I'll make a decision at some point. It doesn't come easy to me, decision making.
Just play the radio loud. Radio, all the sound coming up from my tower. Radio, all the sound over you, all that's power. Radio, all the sound coming up from my
Well, that's 2 votes for covers already, so 3. Well, okay. Well, I guess next week we'll do the Beatles and Dylan covers then. And Nicole, you can watch on holiday. No, I'm joking. So when are you away, Nicole? I know you told us earlier you were going to be away in 8 days' time for 10 days? Which means that you will be here next weekend. If you're not doing anything else. So Evan David, was this on list number 1 or will it be on list number 2? Or option 3 is neither? It's fun anyway. Radio, one of those bands that I find the more I hear them, they manage to have the fun level without it being just that. So there's some fun bands you're like, yeah, that's fun, and then after a while it gets a bit samey, but they've got a bit more to their palate, I think.
Stay tuned to this frequency.
Alrighty. In fact, we will stay tuned to this frequency and carry on with Alan's request from the weekend. Take me back to LA.
Take me back to LA, where the sun will kiss on my face. Now the sunshine tracks my skin. I stayed too long. Take me back to a time when my blood never tasted like wine. My love could fill a sea, but now I can't even feel the breeze. And it hurts when I think about the nights we would always shout. My voice cracking when we scream. You scream, we scream. And I watched while you wiped your eyes. Then I learned to compromise. And that's when I realized that it's better when I'm by myself. Yeah, by myself.
Okay. Yeah, I forget sometimes, Nicole, that when we're here that it's actually Sunday already for you, so you're flying to from Christchurch to Auckland around this time next week. Well, have a great trip. I don't know if I will be streaming the following weekends because I'm maybe filming on those, but I'll always post both on my community page and on the RTTC Facebook page, especially if I am streaming and sometimes if I'm not, so that you can be kept abreast of what's going on.
Now I have nothing real left. I want my soul, and it hurts when I think about.
Thanks. So that track we heard from today was in Evan David's first list, and the DJ was Mike Reed, of course.
Okay for me to scream,
Alan saying one of the best Dylan covers is by Jeff Buckley. Well, he had one of the best Leonard Cohen covers. What Dylan cover does he have? You'll have to tell me, because we might have to hear it. Not tonight, but next week. Shall be released, okay. I can hear how he would do that well. Is that going to be Mr. Tambourine Man at all, Evan David? Or something else? It's not as if the Byrds had any shortage of Dylan material, is it? Alrighty, thank you to Alan for that. And it's time for me to choose another song, isn't it? Let's have a little bit of Wings action, live Wings from Wings Over America. Now, can somebody explain to me how this #1 single didn't make it onto Wings' Greatest? Never understood that.
Anytime, any day, you can hear the people say, love is blind. Well, I don't know, but I say love is blind. Whoa. Whoa. Soldier boy, kiss his girl, leave behind a tragic world.
Well, it would be a different funeral song than many more maudlin choices, Evan David. I have to admit, I haven't given such things detailed thought. Well, I mean, by vinyl standards, it's a very generous timing, that album. I mean, yeah, he had a lot of hits to choose from, but you would have thought that this would have made it over Hi Hi Hi, but then maybe he was trying to include as many non-album singles as possible. That would make sense, because you've got Hi 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 was on there, Junior's Farm, Mulligan Tire, anything else? Live and Let Die. It was an album I used to, Wings' Greatest, I used to listen to every Sunday night for a couple of years probably. The Wings Over America was every Friday afternoon when I came home from primary school. Play it. Simple album set all the way through. Lovely. Unless I was staying with a friend of mine. Well, Evan David, I would say in many cases artists don't get the say, but you would have to think that Paul would. I mean, he included it on All the Best in '87 and on Wingspan, so he didn't have anything against it. Like, for example, Billy Joel never includes Modern Woman on his best stuff because he hates it, even though it was a top 10 hit. Thaddeus Richard on the saxophone, of course. The only thing you don't get on the live version is Dave Mason's guitar, which is on the studio recording. Oh, no, thank you, Paul. You're great. Alrighty. Well, I only have one proper song left in the Spotify side of things, so let us get that playing. It is from Evan David, the Mike Curb Congregation, Burning Bridges. And I know songs called Burning Bridges by Steve Lukather and Survivor, but I don't know this one, as far as I know. Well, maybe I do. Oh, yes, I know this. Of course I do. I see when Evan David requested this, he said it's better known as the theme song from Kelly's Heroes, which I have to say means absolutely nothing to me. We're talking over each other, Evan David. No, I don't believe I have, but I'm guessing this got airplay down under or something. Gonna have to look it up now. I'll never know. Okay, a Clint Eastwood war comedy. I can guarantee you that I have not seen that. Have I seen a Clint Eastwood war film or a Clint Eastwood comedy? I don't think so. I have seen Clint Eastwood films. Mostly Dirty Harry. Alrighty. Well, thank you to Evan David for that. I say that is... Oh, that's... re-recorded in stereo option, apparently. Sorry, did we have the mono version? I don't know. That is it for the queue, but it doesn't mean it has to be. But I've got music to last us all night anyway, so next place I'm going to go is the most recent album from the Doobie Brothers, who are about to put out a new album with Tom Johnston, Pat Simmons, and Michael McDonald. This is just two oldies. This is a Pat Simmons tune, or at least a co-write, I think, with the producer John Shanks. Anyway, this is my favourite track from Liberty. It's Cannonball.
Oh, it's cold outside, and I know it's time. Back of my heart, it's a long, hard ride. There's a wind that's
There's a
blowing.
very long time between good Doobie Brothers albums for me. This one was a big return to form.
Faces in the windows of the car.
Restart if you're still with us. I wasn't necessarily a fan of this album,
Moments flying past. I got 10 more.
but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they've done with both John Shanks and Michael McDonald on board. Not that Michael McDonald's done anything I've liked in a long time either, to be fair.
Running, yeah, my world keeps turning. I follow this road where my heart's still yearning. Still got the fire.
Oh well, David, if it gets
keeps burning. I'm a
if it gets referenced in anime, then it's got to be good, doesn't it?
soul searching.
I don't know what's in the anime either. Can you tell?
Oh, I'm a cannonball. Well, I stopped all alone at the top of the hill. I looked across the valley, the world so still. All the friends I've been missing and the ones I love, they shine like the diamonds from the sky above. Faces in the windows of the cars driving past are holding on to memories and the moments flying past. I got 10 more miles and I'm there at last. Oh, still running, yeah, my world keeps turning. I follow this road and my heart's still yearning.
Yeah, indeed, Alan. I can throw that one in to the mix. Thank you.
Cannonball shooting down the line. Soul searching. Whoa, whoa, I'm a cannonball. Soul searching. Well, it hurts inside, but I know I'm fine. Time to pick up the pieces. Life's a long, hard ride. There's a wind that's blowing, such a lonely prayer. I gotta keep going now. I'm almost there. I'm still running, yeah, my world keeps turning. I follow this road and my heart's still yearning. Still got the fire and the flame keeps burning. I'm a cannonball shooting down the line. Soul searching. Whoa, whoa, I'm a cannonball. Soul searching. Whoa, whoa, I'm a cannonball. I'm a cannonball.
So, Alan, I take it you're out of danger now, or is there still more weather to come your way? Hopefully, the what I just said. Alrighty. We'll go to your Faith No More tune in a bit, but what am I going to do before that? Let's have a classic from Elton, because Alan's had a lot of wind in the last 24 hours, so let's put the candle to it.
Goodbye, Norma Jean. No, I never knew you at all. You had the grace to hold yourself, but those around you crawled. They crawled out of the woodwork, and they whispered.
No problem at all, David. We can get that one into the mix.
On the treadmill, and they made you change your name.
If there's anybody else in the chat who wants a song, feel free to drop it in. Otherwise,
You lived your life.
probably will leave it at the tunes that we have in there now, which are just the two that Alan and Ever David have put in recently, and a couple more from me, and we'll call it a night before too much longer. We're not there yet. Okay, well, I give you more of my good luck that's worked so far, Alan. Fingers crossed that it's less than they say and it gets less close to you than you think.
Oh, the press still hounded you. All the papers had to say was that Marilyn was found in the news.
No, I agree with David.
And it seems to me,
you know, we don't have to have hot takes all the time, do we? Sometimes what been widely acclaimed is actually correctly so. That said, your song, on the other hand, I've always hated, and I've yet to meet anybody who agrees with me on that, but it just makes me a wretch. What can I say? When I saw Elton, I only saw Elton once when he did the face-to-face tour with Billy Joel in 1998, and that was of course not long after Candle in the Wind had been Dianified. So at that gig, Elton did Uptown Girl, which Billy wasn't performing in those days, and Billy did Candle in the Wind in this version, and that was, let's put it this way, Billy did Elton much better than Elton did Billy. But that was one of the great old-time gigs of my youth, I have to say. Anyhow, but Faith No More for Alan, this is King for a Day. Oh, Evan David, an Elton John top 10. That would be a task and a half, wouldn't it? I mean, I was going to say just limit it to the 70s, and that would still be, even I'd struggle with that, and I don't rate Elton quite as highly as most people, I find. I think a lot of his classic albums are very, very patchy indeed. But there are some classics within them, of course. Not me, Alan, to answer the question of who's watching cricket. I didn't even know cricket was on. Oh, Sean hated this album, did he? I'm going to have to watch that because I'd remember if I'd seen that. Can you give me a quick précis on his reasons for such hatred, Alan? Yeah, David, I know you do. I know you do. seem to be getting to my usual near end of the string coughing fit, so managed to mute myself so far, but if I forget to one time, sorry in advance. After this we are going to have something from my list that is again completely different. It is actually going to be the song that was the first ever to enter the US charts from the pen of Mick Jagger and Keith Richards. But it's not by the Rolling Stones. With that said, you've got a few minutes to wait to find out what it is if you don't already know. So this is celebrating 30 years, King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime album from 1995. And it's 14 songs and almost an hour, so I know Sean would have been happy about that. And that's something I would agree with. At least when you're hearing something for the first time, it's a lot to digest. I like my 10 songs, 40 minutes. That's the sweet spot. Well, we'll see in a minute or two if you've got it right, Evan David. I was just glancing through the chat and I saw the word Magnum in your message of David. I thought, oh, I've converted him so much he's going to do a Magnum top 10 for sure. You're welcome to do so, of course. But yeah, Beach Boys, Ringo, Dylan, those are good options as well. I don't know Snookaroos, so I'm adding that to the list for tonight. Because I figure it's going to be a little while before you get to that list, and then a longer while before I get to watch it. So I'll have forgotten it by then. Right. 90s Faith No More, Kevin. Kevin? I don't know who Kevin is, but Alan might know who Kevin is. But yeah, here is a song that reached, I'm going to say number 7 in the UK and number 49 in the US, written by Jagger and Richards and sung by Gene Pitney. It's That Girl Belongs to Yesterday.
Last night I needed you so bad.
Well, even though I just put it in because you mentioned Ed Boster, if you've got one more song from or by anybody that you would like spun tonight, let me know and I'll add it to our short list of remaining tunes for the evening. And if you don't want anything, that's also fine, obviously. Yeah, I know that Boster. That's what I said. Okay, Evan David, so what were you thinking it was then? Come Clean. Oh, Alan, if you've never heard of Magnum. Oh, Boster, I just put that on the list anyway, so you can have another one. Yeah, Alan, both me and Sean, because of me, have a fair chunk of Magnum on the respective channels, so do go check them out because they're blooming great. That's my opinion, obviously. Okay, Evan David was plumping for Marianne Faithfull's version of As Tears Go By. That's a good guess. Just a wrong one. Yeah, Boster, go ahead. Let me know. All right, so nice 60s Gene Pitney action there. That is from an album that I have done a random foreplay on the channel because it's one that me mum had and I've listened to all my life and I still like it. And now we are heading to some Ringo action, courtesy kind of, well, let's say both Evan David and Boster because of that discussion of solo Ringo from the Goodnight Vienna album. Snookeroo. It's a bouncier than I was expecting.
I was born in the north of England. I was raised in a working town. I broke all the rules when I went to school, but the teachers couldn't pin me down. I tried to make my parents proud by adapting to the social powers. Oh, pigs will fly and the earth will fry when they get me doing honest hours. Snookeroo, snookeroo, Daddy's going on the booze. Mother used to cut my hair.
Evening wasted.
She used to make the news. Well, it was 2 rooms up and 2 rooms down.
I think I have found the correct one there, Boster, for you. Yeah, there I go. Apologies for coughing it.
Snookeroo, snookeroo, snookeroo's my name. I need someone to cook for me and turn me loose at night. I could spend my life with a factory girl, 'cause a factory girl's my type. I hear them gossip on the street. Most of what they say is true. Oh, don't you know that I hear them say there goes that lazy no good
So apparently we've got, obviously Ringo on drums and vocals, Klaus Voormann on bass, Jim Countner on drums, Elton on himself on piano, and Robbie Robertson on guitar. James Newton Howard, everybody's on this basically. Wow. Yeah, well, that is a fun track. I can see why it might be somebody's favourite solo Ringo tune. Right now, we're going to head to Canada for a little Guess Who action from 71's So Long Valentine, a track that reached number 19 in the US. This is Rain Dance. Little Cummings is on record as saying this is a good song but a bad record. I agree with him on half of that. Something weird might have just happened.
Where'd you get the gun, John?
Yeah, we seem to be okay, maybe, hopefully. Oh, Snookeroo went as far as number 3 in the US, coupled with No No Song.
Where'd you get the gun, John?
I sort of thought, no, that must have been his last biggest shit, was it? I mean, I know he didn't have a huge run. And you're welcome, Alan. Thank you for joining me both today and for my completely unannounced stream yesterday. Postnight, yes. I am, well, honestly, I'm more a Burton Cummings solo fan, but I do like the Guess Who stuff as well. Their album suffered, like so many acts did in the 70s, of one of those contracts where they had to have an album out every 6 months. If they'd had a little more time between releases, they would have been more consistent, shall we say. This particular album has some really duff tracks, for example, and some really great ones, but yeah. But yeah, I would rate Burton as one of the great vocalists of all time, and certainly the best from Canada. We had some odd things happen on my my computer, so I'm just gonna, yeah, okay, Spotify's gone. We'll roll into a little Fleetwood Mac action, just because it's right there, while I try and sort Spotify out for those last couple of songs that we have on the playlist. See if it behaves itself. Okay, I think we should be good. So I didn't explain at any point what this playlist is that I'm picking tunes from, but it's called the Best, Biggest and Newest list, which literally has, in terms of biggest, it means any song that ever charted in the UK or the US. In terms of newest, it means any song released in the past 12 months, pretty much, whether I like it or not. And in terms of best, that's stuff I like. Yeah, Suppose Not says this was the trailer single from "So You Will" in 2003, which marked Buckingham and Nix's return to Fleetwood Mac in the studio, but sadly didn't have much involvement beyond a couple of tracks from Christine McVie, which hurt the album, I think. And this reached, off the top of my head, number 80 in the US. How do you rate So You Will overall? Post that. Obviously suffers from what I just said, the lack of Christine, but it's also super long. It's basically a whole Stevie album and a whole Lindsay album on shuffle. I hadn't heard that's why Stevie wasn't keen on doing another album. Although, as you say, she got cold feet when Chris rejoined, so maybe that was just an excuse in the first place. Oh wow, above Tuscan Mirage I can understand, but even Tango, that is high praise. But then again, I know there's big songs on that one that you're not massively keen on. Or maybe that's just from overhearing them. Anyway, a little bit of Byrds action now for Evan David. And not on mute.
If all my days was hills to climb and circles without reason, if all I was passing time, my life was just a season. And dreams and silly schemes and fillies running freely. I was young and no song was sung that didn't sound appealing. I'd have my fun with a shy girl and maybe hop a train, and I'd look like Eddie standing in the rain. Drinks for everybody in the place. If all my days was hills to climb and circles without reason, if all I was
This is really reminding me of something, but I can't put my finger on it. Let me have a look at the credits on this. No, not sure what it's reminding me of, but Evan David's calling it something of a hidden gem. I start saying it's a double, half live, half studio, but all mixed like Rattler Come. I can't remember who brought the solo Gene Clark tune to, I guess it was one of Sean's streams recently, but it was a great track. And shortly after that, I saw some artist that I love mention it as a major influence, and now I can't think who that was either. I'm getting old, guys. It's terrible. Alan, I think that's it. It does sound like George Harrison, you're right. Well, good track anyway, so thank you to Evan David for that. And I am going to came up on my list, and since Christopher has called in the form of post-art tonight, let's have Floyd Vance with If Christopher Calls, which is actually quite a sad song, but hey, I couldn't resist.
Needed a little while, time for to figure it out, in a little quiet.
And after this we will go to Bostart's request of Poisoning Pigeons of the Park from Tom Lehrer, and then I'll finish us off with something slightly more upbeat than this one. What that will be, I don't know yet.
Doesn't matter who it is, don't answer the door.
Is it really?
They only wanna ask if
Okay.
I'm alright.
I don't want to know what that means for how long I've been a patron then, Evan David, because I know I was
If Christopher
in there a little bit before you, at least.
wake me up,
Hadn't been that much before you, to be fair.
if Christopher calls.
I'd probably sign up towards the end of 2020 in terms of patronage. But yes, as you say, Tempest certainly fugits all over the place. And spring really is, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but spring really is springing around London. I was out briefly today. I do get out on the flight occasionally. And it was lovely out there. And, you know, clear skies and sun and all that, but only about 15 degrees, which is, for me, perfect. It never needs to be more than 18. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Foy, if you don't know him, when Alan was in with me yesterday, I was listening to some Irish music, including Ryan McMullen. Well, Ryan McMullen I first saw opening for Foy. Foy I first saw at the Albert Hall opening for Bonnie Raitt, who I haven't actually really thought of since myself. But I loved him, and I've been following him ever since. And that was 2011, because it was just before his Joy Nothing album came out. 2011? 2013. 2013. That makes more sense. We won't hear another track from The Warning tonight. Sorry, Becca, who's not watching anyway. We will hear in a moment Poisoning Pigeons in the Park, a spring tune from Bostart, but I had managed to pause the end of the Byrds track just before we got to the ad that I've just not played for us, hence the minor delay in the music, but here we are.
I'd like to take you now on wings of song, as it were, and try and help you forget, perhaps for a while, your drab, wretched lives. Here's a song all
I hope you
about
manage it, Tom.
springtime in general, and in particular about one of the many delightful pastimes that the coming of spring affords us all. Spring is here, a spring is here. Life is skittles and life is beer. I think the loveliest time of the year is the spring. I do, don't you? Of course you do. But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me, and makes every Sunday a treat for me. All the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. Every Sunday you'll see my sweetheart and me as we poison the pigeons in the park.
I take it you've never partaken of this particular activity, Bostart?
But they still go for peanuts when coated with cyanide. The sun's shining
We wouldn't
bright.
approve, obviously.
Everything seems all right when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. La la, la 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 la, doo-doo-doo. We've gained notoriety and caused much anxiety in the Audubon Society with our games. They call it impiety and lack of propriety and quite a variety of unpleasant names. But it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon. So if Sunday you're free, why don't you come with me and we'll poison the pigeons in the park? And maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two while we're poisoning pigeons in the park.
You leave the squirrels alone, they're cute.
We'll murder them all amid laughter and merriment, except for the few we take home to experiment. My pulse will be quickening with each drop of strychnine we feed to a pigeon. It just takes a smidgen to poison a pigeon in the park.
All right. Thank you to Bostart for encouraging us to go to the park on a Sunday, which is tomorrow for us, and kill some flying rats. Alrighty, time for just one more song. So what's that going to be? I hear you ask. I hear me ask. Let's end with an ending song, the closing track of first contemporary Billy Joel album I ever owned. It's The Bridge, the track featuring Mr. Steve Winwood on the old Hammond organ. It's Getting Closer.
I went searching for the truth, but in my innocence I found all the conmen and their acrobats who stomped me in the ground. If I count up their percentages, I know they're getting rich.
I would, Alan, but my voice is going, so I'm going to have to end on this one, I'm afraid. But bring it another time for sure. I do, of course, remember Bruno Lawrence. And I've heard of Blurter without probably ever having seen or heard much of them. This is, for those who know Billy's history, quite an ironic song because it's all about how he's been ripped off by loads of people over the years, but he's learned his lessons, completely unaware that at the same time he was writing and recording this, his ex-brother-in-law, who was his manager at the time, was ripping him off to a ridiculous degree. And he later sued him for, I think, $90 million, but only got about 14 or 15 out of that. I will, of course, at some point do a all Billy Joel live stream, but not tonight, obviously. Yeah, Vostart, sometimes I wonder how anybody that get onto their money or got it in the first place, and how some of these smaller bands that survived for decades did so. I have no idea. I'm thinking of Magnum when I say that. I don't know how they generated the income to keep going for so long. As we wind up, thank you to everyone who's been in tonight, especially those who have been from Go to O, so Alan, pretty much, Vostart, Evan David, I know you're a little bit late in, but dealing with your mum, hope she is all good, and thanks to Nicole and Tracy and River and anybody watching on the catch-up. And anybody I forgot, which I'm sure I have done, because brain like a sieve, I still love you. Probably not going to do a another random stream, Alan. That was a nice experiment. It might happen again, but who knows? But I shall be back, barring accidents and disasters, same-ish start time next week, and we'll be doing our Beatles and Dylan cover night. Should be fun. So, as ever, it's almost catchphrase time, which is, of course, bye for now, but not altogether now. For long. Yeah. All right.